First things first, in this training, what we are going to learn. So we will use the Google Apigee platform to design, implement, deploy, publish, and manage the, in fact, manage the whole API lifecycle and all the API access, everything. Apart from that, we will design and document API using industry standards, best practices according to REST principle, and we will use open API specification to do these things. So open API is also like open API is basically your standard for API design and documentation at present, and we will cover open API as well during the part of our training. And we will use Apigee out-of-box features or policies, as we call them, to secure APIs against traffic-based attacks and also content-based attacks. And we will use Apigee policies, inbuilt features, and custom coding both to do transformations and mashups of backend API responses into a clean and consistent API, which is adhering to the REST principles. And we will also see the Apigee API portal, and we will do the developer onboarding. So we will see how the app developer can onboard on Apigee, can create API keys, secrets, and everything, and they can consume Apigee with a live documentation. So we will see that in the live documentation with the live thing and all. And along with that, we will have the labs. So for labs, I would need you to create a free Apigee account. Apigee account is like for 2 months, 60 days. So that's like more than enough time to do all these things, do our labs and everything. And the labs, in the lab, what we'll do is we will take a use case and we will build APIs based on that particular use case, and we will add more and more features on top of that. So we will see in reality in your enterprise environment how actually development with Apigee works. So we'll see, and that will serve as a reference material or as a template for your future Apigee development. So you can refer that API as refer that API whenever you need for your own development purposes, and you can follow the same pattern as well. These labs will reinforce our Apigee and API concepts and documentation best practices that we will learn during the training. And apart from the so there are also a section called supplemental labs. Supplemental labs are like supposed to be done by the student or attendee who is attending the training. So so for the labs, all the instructions are given. You have to follow that and create your add your features, add your APIs. In case you face any problem in the supplemental lab, then I would be there to help anyways. But yeah, the supplemental labs are like designed so that you do it by yourself, and in case you face problems, that I will be there. So and all the people who are going through the training, Apigee recommends that you keep that free org as like a sandbox for your future development. So if you, in case you want to do something there first, to do kind of POCs and all those stuff, that you can do on that particular org, the free organization that you have, a free account that you have, so that you can do. For Apigee, first thing that you need is to have a Apigee account, which is on the login.apigee.com. So that you will that you need to create, and then apart from after once you create that login account on Apigee, login.apigee.com, that the free org that we will use for our labs and all. And apart from that, we will need a Postman, which is a REST client. So the Postman is free, of course, so you can download it and install anywhere. So those are the two things that we would need. Apart from that, we don't need anything else. That is fine. So yeah. And in terms of training agenda, so Apigee training is like on 24 hours. The whole duration is like 24 hours, which is like 3 full days. But we will obviously divide our hours, the training hours, as per the availability and all those stuff. So in that we will cover so the first like first 8 hours. So this is like 8 hours. First 8 hours we will learn Apigee product overview, API lifecycle, organization, environments, all the concepts, and then we will see API first approach and open API specs. We will start with the REST API design principles. What are the basics of REST API design? what are the open API specs, how you design that API first approach, all these things, and then we will move to API proxies. That is the one Apigee specific things, how we build our APIs on Apigee. So we'll see what is a Apigee API proxy on Apigee Edge, what are the things like proxy endpoint, virtual host, conditions, flows, policy, target endpoints, route rules, target server. So these are the terms which are related to Apigee that we use. So we will cover those topics which are the start of the Apigee. And then we will move to the concept of API products, developer app, API keys, API product strategies, and a REST API design, which is part two of the REST API design, how to handle responses on REST. So that will be the agenda for day one. In the next day, or like sorry, initial 8 hours. In the next 8 hours, we will cover API security. API security is a very vast topic, so that's why lot more hours are given to that.
Day one means it goes to 8 hours, and day two goes to 8 hours. It means 8 to 24 hours. Is it correct?
Yeah, so we have the 3 days, so 8, 16, then next day, yeah. So kind of this thing, yeah. So next 8 hours, correct.
Yeah, thank you. The first hour, first 8 hours means first 8 days part will be going to the day one. I mean agenda day one, and remaining 8 hours mean remaining 8 days will be the going of agenda day two. I think is the correct way. I think.
Yeah, yeah, correct.
Yeah. In that previous part, for the APG learning, we have to create the new account and as well as Postman installation. What are the REST APIs there now before slides?
Yeah, so yeah, only
Yeah,
these two will be needed. So you have to get an account and then post that will be sufficient.
Postman and Apigee new account for the free account is there now. That's it.
Yeah, that you can register free account, create your free account on Apigee.
Yeah, Postman and Apigee is enough for the Apigee learning. I'm asking you that way. That's one.
Yeah, that would be sufficient. Yes.
Okay. Any, I mean, any related to SOAP UI as well as like GitHub is there?
Clip, yep. If you can use SOAP-UI, that also is fun. But yes, actually Postman is like the best for all the REST API and testing. The most popular. So yeah, that's the reason
Yeah.
we prefer to use.
Yeah, okay, okay, right.
All right. So yeah. So we were discussing from next 8 hours. So we will concentrate on API security. What are the API security concerns? We will learn the concepts of identity, authentication, and authorization. We will cover OAuth introduction. OAuth is the like base for any API developer. That is like a must have thing that you need to understand, regardless of platform, not just APG, but even someone want to build a API on Java or something like that. That person also needs to understand this OAuth concept. Anyone who goes into the field of API development, Java, .NET, even anyone develop API, that is like a must-have knowledge nowadays. So you need to understand OAuth, various grant type of OAuth, client credential, password, authorization code, and other miscellaneous topics related to OAuth. So we'll cover OAuth in detail on this thing, and we will have apart from that we will understand JWT, JWS, SAML, and OpenID Connect. So these are the things related to API security, and then so these are mostly related to authentication, authorization. Then we will learn about protecting this content-based attacks. We will also see transport layer security, one-way TLS, two-way TLS, how to do that on APG. Learn that, and then we will learn APG management security, which is more like compliance, like PCI compliance or similar compliance things, that how can we achieve with APG, the protecting of sensitive data and all those stuff. So that we will cover. After that, we will cover mediation, which is like working on the payload, modifying payload from one type to another type. So JSON to XML, XML to JSON, SOAP to REST conversions, those kind of use cases we will cover. We will see, and we will learn the mediation and service call out. So APG has this service call out feature in which you can call multiple services in this, and you can mash up the response or orchestrate, do the orchestration, create a final response, and you can give the final response to client. So those kind of things we will cover and we'll see. We will learn the custom coding with JavaScript. In the free account only JavaScript you can do. And even in the real Apigee projects, most of the things are done by JavaScript itself. I haven't done any other coding apart from JavaScript. For more than 4 or 5 years I have not done anything else where I have to do anything else apart from
Yeah,
JavaScript. Most of the
yeah,
things is
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. For that, I have to learn a JavaScript. Is it
Correct,
correct?
you have to have a basic knowledge of JavaScript. Correct, yes.
Okay. For the JavaScript, you have to provide any something like about the.
I can refer you some online websites you can go and cover. So only at least the basics of JavaScript if you can learn, that would be sufficient.
Yeah, okay, okay, fine, okay, fine. Go ahead.
Yeah, so
Thank you.
basics of JavaScript, that is like a prerequisite, but you will have time. So it is like JavaScript will come after like at least 12 hours, after 12 hours and all. So during the training itself, if you find time, spend like couple of hours somewhere, some other websites, just understand some basics, that would be sufficient. Because in this training we will use JavaScript in reference to Apigee. So in context of Apigee only we will use JavaScript, we'll see. But yeah, you have to
Okay.
just spend some time learning JavaScript, spend some couple of hours on websites. So yeah, that you can do. And then we will cover concept of shared flows, the code reusability with shared flows, and fault handling, how you can handle errors and all. And for most of the topics we will have our labs as well. So whatever you learn, my training will be more, I will try to have less on theory because slides will be there and all the documentation is anyways there, but we will try to do as much possible labs as we can. And that is the reason, so we have a lot of labs even the training itself, and there are supplemental labs that I would need you to go through it and try to finish and learn those. And in case you face any problem with supplemental labs, obviously then I will be there. But the first thing that you have to try those labs by yourself. So those supplemental labs
Yeah.
are like later on, not in the initial. So initially it will be everything will be like completely that we'll do here, and then
Okay, okay.
supplemental
I
labs.
need some.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Any query? You have any question?
yeah, yeah. Uh, Day by day we have lab sections, or after completion of theory we have to go lab section.
So it is like topic by topic. So
Yeah, first we will get the some theory. Next, lab.
correct.
Next
Yeah.
theory.
So for
Yeah.
example, we will cover rate limiting, then and quotas, and then there will be lab for that. We will learn caching, and then
Okay.
there will be lab for that kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's the better way. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. So once
Yeah.
we cover the topic, you understand, and then we will use the same concept. That's the idea. Yeah. And then we will, yeah. So rate limiting, caching. Then we will cover a REST API design, part three, the versioning concepts, and developer portal. We'll see Apigee live API portal, how it works and all. And after that, we will do some on the what we will cover the topics of logging with stack driver analytics, API monitoring, and API security reporting, how Apigee supports that and all. And after that there was some advanced topics like on all the APGH component and APGH deployment options. So we will cover those all the APG offerings basically, and we will see extensions. And then we will learn some offline development CI/CD with Maven plugin. The APG has a node tool for deployment. We will cover all of those. And there are some advanced topics and advanced for lab for some advanced topics as well. So that we will cover as well. So yeah, that is like 24 hours. This will be divided into 24 hours. And yeah, at the end of it, by end of the training, I will make sure that you are ready for APE certification exam. So I will even prepare you with questions and hints, questions, everything. I will make sure that you are ready for APE certification if you want to be. So this is the certification that APG has. APG has only one certification right now. Previously they had two. One was API level one, level two. Now it is only APG certified API engineer, and this provides you better opportunity for job growth. So yeah, if you have a APG certification, then in the market your value will be increased as a API expert. And so on APG you can easily either get into a project for APG, or if you are looking for other job, you can do that. So either your own career growth in company or looking for other options, and that would be sufficient. That would be a great booster for that. And there are some these are some links that we will use. These are some links that we have for documentation, resources, even the for certification, all of them. And we will use a lot of links, especially that docs.apg.com during our course of training. So I will even help you with the finding the correct documentation for correct for all each topic. In case in the project, where do you need to look? So those some uh, specific links as and when we will cover our topics, we will even go through the look at the documentation as well. At least we'll get the correct link so that later on you can refer that during your work on it. Brief about the APG course overview. Now we will just pick of APG product, what exactly is product.
Yeah,
So
yeah. And is there any technical growth in future for learning of IPC?
in APG, yeah, there is a right now the market is even booming, to be honest. And after Google Cloud acquired that, there are lots of jobs on APG in India also, abroad also, all of there. So even all the major companies are
Okay.
hiring APG
But
professionals. So
yeah, yeah, my understand. But present scenario, every company will be using the own, I mean, on premises like that, own private cloud.
no, most of them are using private public cloud. Not because public cloud is a cheaper version. So most of them they
Yeah, what is
at least for
yeah, yeah. Yeah, what is the difference between private cloud and public cloud? Is there any similar qualities is there or entire different thing?
in terms of difference, private cloud, sorry, in public cloud, you can integrate with some other Google Cloud services. If they have the Google Cloud account as well, they can interact with other Google Cloud services like yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Sorry for that. Integration means we have to routing the, I mean, routing part.
sorry.
Integration means routing part.
Yeah, so you can because APG is on the same Google Cloud infrastructure, so they can easily integrate. But that feature is not available on the private cloud. Private cloud is typical APG use case when you have a backend microservices, backend service, and you want to expose that. That's the but yeah, but that is the one which everyone uses. So in private cloud, they can manage everything on all the aspects of APG. They can handle everything, all the APG logs and everything. They can manage everything in a lot better way.
Yeah.
I mean, just that they have more control. They have more control on administration. But in public cloud, they don't have much control on administration. But APG takes care of
Yeah.
that. So it is usually like never a down. APG provides a good uptime, so they are not like down or anything like
But based on the terminology as well, the nomenclature is all both are same, public or private,
that.
and
Correct.
as
Everything.
well as yeah, yeah.
Yep.
As well as in the private cloud, based on the microservice developer, as well as they are given the URL or whatever the base path is given, on that on that based on that we have to doing some modification with the
Correct.
local workspace. We have to go the API.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Fine. Go
you can
ahead.
use either APG on the UI or you can do on the local as well. Both are fine, to be honest.
Both are fine. We can modification. We have rights on the modification. That one Apigee UI. Is there any? Yeah.
On APG UI, you can yeah modify everything. So yeah, on premise as well, you will have the same account on for APG access, and you can modify and make changes as it's pretty much same. There is no difference in that.
Ah, yeah. Okay. Fine.
So
Um,
development remains same regardless of the platform that you use.
yeah. Okay. Yeah. One more doubt. One more query is there, and
Yeah, yeah.
so that I know some basics about the Apigee. That's why I'm asking this
Mm-hmm.
similar doubt. Yeah. That means it means the suppose in one project we have to using for policies regarding the service call load policies. In the service
Mm-hmm.
call policies, I think I preferred some documents. There is an mapping section. I mean mapping. You have to prepare the mapping document about the how to goes the response and as well as request from the service call out to backend document point.
Mhm.
That that's a mapping point. I mean, mapping documentation.
So when you have to do mapping, usually we use JavaScript and all. We will cover that as well in our training. Will cover that. We'll see how to do the aggregation of response, right? So multiple places you call and you prepare a final response, and how you can do that. Because there will be a combination of policies, like there will be extract variable, there will be JavaScript as well you can need, and then assign message. I mean, all
Yeah,
kind of
send message.
assign message and all those stuff. So there will be a combination of policy. We'll cover that, and yeah, we'll understand that, and even we will have a lab for the same topic. So yeah, when you do
Yeah,
it, I
yeah.
think.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Yeah. So yeah. So we just get a idea about the product, what exactly APG offers, and what exactly problem it tries to solve. So in at present, right now, in the present digital world that we have, in terms of enterprises, enterprises will have all kind of a number of different systems. So they will have ERP, SOA, database, all kind of systems and all they will have. And in order to integrate with each other, they would use some ESB or integration layer. So they can use all kind of, yes, service bus architecture. There will be they can, so that all the different components can share data and talk to each other. But now at present, if they have to go digital, they need to expose all the features as an API to the outside world. So that outside world, as in there can be smart. You can see there are like every smart devices. So that because of the IoT right now, all the devices are becoming smart. You have smart home appliances, smart home, everything and all, and there can be the applications which can be built for various kind of users. There can be like end customer applications, there can be employee for some applications which is only for internal staff and employees. There can be applications for some partners, B2B kind of applications, some other partner companies, partner enterprises, kind of that way. So there can be
Yeah,
different kind of,
Mani,
yeah. Yeah,
can you give an example like for the like this? I suggest to you like face like phone pay and SBI bank. Based on that,
correct.
you can explain it.
Sure. So for example, for SBI Bank itself, SBI right now, so now for SBI itself, as you can see, so for SBI itself, there will be mobile app, right? So SBI will have to build a mobile app. They need to have a mobile app also for like Android application, iPhone application, all kind of this thing. And there will be their website as well, right? So website also, they have the website, and they will have the system for their own call center employees, correct? The help desk employee, call center employees. So, for example, so if someone if SBI launches a new scheme, correct? So SBI launches, this is for a new scheme. I'm providing this rate, for example, okay. And the same is like for one. They need to expose the payment API, account API for PhonePe. So if someone using PhonePe, they want to integrate with the SBI, they should be able to transfer from SBI to PhonePe, or similar this thing. So PhonePe becomes like a kind of a partner or B2B kind of system, right? So PhonePe to SBI and all those stuff, right? So PhonePe can be like PhonePe or other similar systems, even other banks like SBI, SDFC. They also have to transfer data with each other for all the kind of money transfer activities, or even make a call to each other system and get the data or update the account, those kind of things, right? So all of them, there are different kind of applications, and most of them might perform the same activity, right? So for all of them they have to expose. So in that way, so for example, if a customer is calling with the call center, correct? Customer calls call center and phone banking call center, all that will be different. So they will call the call center employee. They will say, for some reason my account has been deducted this much money. What can you check what is happening? So the all the information which is presented by user. So the call center employee should also get the latest information about the user account, right? So they should be able to get the latest information so that they will able to that. Or similarly, if the user asks for a new scheme, the scheme should be available on the website, it should be available on mobile, it should be available on call center, all kind of this thing, right?
Can you compare the this backend is the SBI?
Yeah. So
Yeah,
even
the
the backend
main.
will be so even the backend will be SBI, but even the mobile app also will belong to the same company, right? So SBI will be mobile banks, right? So mobile banking, mobile apps
Yeah,
also.
yeah. But this scenario, we have to suppose assume backend is the SBI and the the consumer or whatever the client is the phone pay user. Okay.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Between the those we have to work that API team, Apigee team. Between those we have to some request just the pass to the our Apigee API platform. We will pass to the that request to goes to the backend and response go to the our Apigee, and then we will pass to the that phone pay users.
Correct. So in that way, so yeah, the phone pay is you make a payment of phone pay using some UPI or something like that. So internally,
Mm.
phone pay needs to be registered as a partner for APG. In APG system, phone pay should be able to register as a partner. And
So
yeah,
so every merchant payment has the registered with the API. Apigee.
correct. Not yeah with the SBI, but yeah, it can be APG or similar other platform. Similar, there can be gateway. Yeah. They have to have a
Okay.
registration, yes, as a partner. So APG provide this facility that you can register on board and register as a partner the same way other either APG or some other platform. But yeah, they have to register on APG. They should be having an for example,
Yeah.
if SBI uses APG, they have to register on the APG platform, because APG platform will be acting as an entry gate for the this thing for SBI. Okay,
Yeah.
so SBI will have this thing, and what value APG brings, right? So the thing that APG brings to here is that you can provide your API with proper security. Okay, so only the valid persons, and you can control who is calling. So it is not that some unregistered person can simply make a call and all those stuff. So APG provide all the latest security mechanism. APG supports all the latest security mechanism. OAuth, OpenID, Connect, SAML, everything is supported with all of them. So they will register whenever they will make a call. APG will take care of. So APG works mostly on the non-functional requirement. So when there are a requirement for any APIs or anything, so there will be a backend API. So backend also
Non-functional requirement means.
security, scalability, managing of clients, right? So all the different clients, perform analytics, and providing what you call as a connected experience, so that all the different kind of application, different kind of partners, devices, internal, external, all kind of systems, they should be able to get the latest information, all the data to them, all the data coming or going should be consistent. So if one system is updating anything, the same should be available for the other from other channel or other system, correct? So all
Yeah.
these kind of things which are there, so these things are taken care by APG. That's what.
Okay.
So all the things which functional requirement basically is your functionality, correct? Actual functionality that is done by a backend API. So on the backend there will be an API or some web service. Okay, it can be REST service or SOAP service or a microservice, anything. It can talk to the backend or actual database that will talk. APG will never talk to your database or something like that. APG will always call something which is on HTTP or HTTPS on a backend system. Okay, so backend has to be a web service or an API. Okay, but APG just is a kind of exposure layer where it will manage all the client partner registration, or tokens and all those stuff, and it will be it will take care of caching and all those stuff, so improve performance. So performance, security, scalability, what you say, fault tolerance, those kind of things are pretty much your non-functional requirements. Those are not, no one like specifies that in the dictionary. This is something that is like given that you have to assume and take care of. So all those things that APG will take care. So you don't have to worry about how can I expose this service to outside world. You know that APG will take care of everything to make sure that whatever you only concentrate on building functionality. Once you are done with the building functionality, then you don't have to worry about rest. APG will make sure that all the security, compliance, other related things are taken care of. So that's it.
Okay. If suppose we
Because
used
mhm,
microservices for the backend,
yeah,
Yeah, then will be process will be easy. I mean, think they are developed some number of URLs like your base path. You will the based on that URLs you will integrate the integration part is done with the help of Apigee. You know,
Yes,
it is
correct.
correct.
Yeah. So yeah, that will be exposed to a consumer, and then whoever want to consume the API, we can make the call, can do the registration and make the call.
Yeah.
So this is what. So all the enterprise systems. Other, if you want to do everything as a scratch, everything from the on the enterprise, if you want to build from the scratch, it might take years for them, correct? And right now, all the outer systems which are there, which are not there, you see, for them they can build all the new innovation apps, innovative apps and everything within few days. They don't want to wait for like 1 year or 2 year kind of this thing, right? So if you want to bring all the innovative, go for digital transformation, you need to have things like APG that will make it a lot faster. And one thing that we use the term called is time to market. So you have conceptualized an idea. Okay, so do you conceptualize, or have you decided I want to bring this feature into the live, right? So from the time you conceptualize, you have the initial discussion. From that time up to live, getting it live. Okay, that time to market with APG, the time to market is very low. So within few weeks and all, you can quickly build and you can quickly bring it to market. If you don't use APG, you want to do a lot of spend. So there you have a lot. You need a lot of manpower, lot of infrastructure, lot of coding. You know, there will be a lot of headache, and it will take a lot of money, and it will also take a lot of time compared to what you the value that you get in APG. So that's the reason the APG, which is like ready made for all these use cases, you can simply plug and play, bring it with any system, and you can make it available outside. Okay. So that's what. So APG, yeah, bridges the gap between enterprise and with all these outer world applications and partners. You can make it available for consumption. This becomes like entry point to your system. Okay, so the anything, even the other internal systems, because there will be a lot of other internal systems as well. Whenever they have to communicate, ideally would want everything to talk to each other via APG. So that way, you know that all these security, scalability, all kind of things are taken care of, so you don't have to worry, and you will make sure the systems are available. Because you have to remember one thing: for banking systems, for banking, they can compromise on functional requirements. So if the functionality doesn't work, for them it will be fine. But if security is not in place, then it is a very big risk. So because you know, if there is a small security issue, and it can leak a lot of data, and it can damage, cause a lot of damage. So for banking systems, even the especially the non-functional requirements are sometimes more and more important and critical as compared to the functional requirement kind of this thing. So that's why it's very important. And with APG, we implement something we call it as digital value chain. So now what exactly we mean by that? So for example, on the enterprise level, there is a backend, right? So there is a backend, some database is there, and there is a lot of data. But then there is a API team. So there is a team which builds an API or microservice, a REST API or microservice. The team will build that, and once the team builds a microservice, then it is exposed via your APG. So this is the layer which is APG involved. So APG will expose it, make it available for developer. So developer will build mobile app, okay, mobile apps, and then it will mobile app is used by a person who is not a technical person, correct? So it can be a lawyer, it can be doctor, it can be any non-technical person, a farmer or a student who is like a non-technical person. So that
Okay.
can, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that way
Which
we make,
I mean, yeah, customer
yeah,
app developer API team backend for file intersection is there.
yeah.
Suppose I have to work in some company, which area I have to work that API or API team only. I think
No, no, this API layer. API team, when we were talking about this
as
API team, this is like a microservices or REST API development. And then this is the API enablement team.
a
Kind of
PG
you will enable,
developer, I have to work in a yeah.
yeah, this layer, API layer.
As a PG developer, I have worked on the
Correct,
API level,
API layer.
API layer. Okay.
Gateway, yeah, API or gateway or API gateway team or
Okay.
management. So that's where we usually come into
Okay.
picture. So yeah, so this thing, and a good example of a connected app is like so. A very good example that we think is Facebook, right? So you upload your picture on your mobile, correct? From your mobile, you upload your picture on Facebook. At the same time, if you log in from laptop, you will see your picture is, it's there. Your picture is available. Uh, your picture is available for at the same time it is available for everyone to view. So that is mean by connected experience. At the same instance, it will not make like a difference that it is taking a lot of time or it will take few minutes. It's pretty once you update from one channel, other channel, from other channel, you will see it is instantly it is reflected. That is what we mean by a digital value chain or connected experience. So that with this, so you can see this is more like an enterprise level system with backend API team and all those stuff. And you can see each layer is adding a value, correct? API team takes care of functional requirement. This API takes care of non-functional requirement. Then there is a developer who will build mobile app and all those stuff. Now on APG
Yeah.
platform, so
Uh, Based on the consumer or client requirement, we
mm,
can use the non-functional, I mean non-functional paths. Suppose consumer ask to the you have to create the some high security for this my future. Then we have to implement the Apigee UI. Is this the correct way?
yeah. So if there is a so all the non-functional requirement like security and all those stuff, security performance and all those things is provided by APG there.
Okay. Then what about the API team do?
They will just like build a API which is like they will talk to database or something at the business logic. So it will have the business logic, basically the business logic and little bit of validations. That's it. But everything else is like maintained on it.
But API work, I mean, as a APG developer, work goes to the based on the client requirement only, I think.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, okay, based on the client requirement and have to refer the API team. What are the What are the I mean, what are the I think what are the uh, that one is the inputs are given by the API team. We can
Correct.
add
Request
the
response.
APG.
Yes, whatever. So yeah, all the request response detail schema, everything will be there, and then we add our functionality on top of it.
Okay, okay. Then will goes the response to the consumer.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. Thank you.
Then there is this APG has certain features here which is provided. So one is like for developers, APG has API catalog. APG has also a developer portal system. This thing on the developer portal, we will study developer portal as well during the course of training. So you can provide API catalog, all the APIs which are available on APG. You provide the catalog, which also acts like a marketplace. All the APIs which are available, you can check that. Check all the design, the complete API design, all the input, output, request, response, everything. What is there? You can provide API as an offering to developers. So for the consumer, if you want to build, so for example, Twilio is a very good example, right? Twilio provides all these APIs for SMS and all those stuff, right? Twilio and all similar. You can so Twilio, their whole business is based on API. Whole revenue is based on API. So if you want to generate a revenue from your API program, but it has to be very good, very stable in that case. Your API should be like fully functional, properly secured. Everything should be there. Okay, so kind of this thing. Then you can even try to generate revenue. API provides facility. In case you want to generate revenue, you can use monetization feature as well. So all those things are there. Apart from that, APG has analytics. So analytics reports are there. So for every stakeholder, for developer, consumer developer, there will be engagement metrics. For API program person, like the product manager, program manager, those kind of person, they can have the business metrics. Operations, for operations guy, operational metrics. The whole API program metrics is there. Monitoring, alerting, all these things are there as part of analytics. So it is quite useful tool. For all kind of for different stakeholders. Then APG has a something called mediation agent, which actually is nothing but your actual uh, uh, processing engine, where actual processing happens. So in the mediation engine, you can take care of security, you can take care of transformation, you can connect to different extensions like GCP extensions and all. You can do orchestration, which
Yeah,
is like
mediation
service call
means
out.
the functionality required. So
Sorry,
mediation engine means actual work we have to do
actual
that
work, yeah,
based on the client security. What? Yeah.
correct. Yeah, actual functionality, like the actual activities that it was processing. And yeah, API
Okay.
abuse prevention, all those kind of things can be done on mediation. Then different kind of runtime is there. So there is enterprise gateway. Enterprise gateway, both private cloud and public cloud, both come under this. So enterprise gateway where the actual APG processing happens. Enterprise gateway, so they have the whole either both of them come under enterprise gateway. Private cloud is also enterprise gateway. Public cloud is also enterprise gateway. Then APG has a new concept of hybrid gateway. We will cover hybrid as well in detail, where like some component of APG is on Google Cloud hosted, which is hosted on APG, some component is on the uh, on the client infrastructure. So it's like a hybrid kind of this thing. We will cover that in detail as well. Then there is a micro gateway. It has a Node.js based system. So it is usually when you have microservices and your consumer is also internal, you use that micro gateway as it will talk to your APG or APG account and APG organization and analytics, but some very basic features. We will cover micro gateway as well. We will see that in later. Then there is APG has Istio adapter. So Istio is a, microservices platform actually. So microservices management platform. So if there are microservices and people are using Istio, APG has a Istio adapter. So Istio is a different technology altogether. Just that APG has provided a kind of integration with Istio. So with that you can talk to it easily integrate with the Istio based microservices. And then there are hosted targets which APG provides only on the public cloud. It is not available on private cloud. So hosted target is like for hosting Node.js. So for Node.js code, if someone is integrating Node.js with APG, APG is provides this hosted target environment where you can host your Node.js code and APG will call Node.js as a target. And we will cover that as well during our course of training. You will understand how this APG Node.js integration works and all that we'll see. So these are different kind of runtime. They will solve specific use cases. On the APG edge level, there are certain components. So the component of the product itself, one is the core gateway component, which will talk to the client and it will implement the policies or run the policies, and it will talk to the backend. Then apart from that, there is a Cassandra, which is the product database. Then there is something called analytics services. Analytics services are like when for analytics the deal with the analytics component with reportings and all those stuff. Then there is a management service, which is the API management service. So the whole APG platform, all the APG administration activities can be performed using this management API. So the whole platform is available as an API. We will cover that. This is just a very high level overview. So the whole platform you can say is available as an API. All the APG platform administration tasks, how you want to update anything in the platform level, that you can do with the management API. Provided that you have org admin access, you need to have the org admin access for that. So it's like this. Then APG has this Edge UI is what we will use for all the development activity and all. So it is Edge UI is the UI which through which we can manage the whole APG thing, the whole APG platform for us, our organization. And then there is a developer portal component which again internally deals with the management API. It onboards the consumer developer, you publish all these things. We will cover developer portal as well in detail, and we will see how it deals with that. And, these are the same reference things that we have seen. And here then there are so these APG this is a very new offering on APG, which is hybrid API management. So it's pretty much like some clients want to have the API runtime, basically the API traffic that goes from there within the client network. So with the API runtime, but management thing, so API management, UI, dashboard, everything you can use from the Google Cloud. So that is the offering which APG has hybrid. So and these APG internal systems which are on the client, these are based out of Kubernetes. So it is like Kubernetes based this system. So clients just have to install Kubernetes and it will take care of all this. APG components will take care of this, all the runtime traffic, So that's like some part on GCP, some part on client hosting. So it's like a hybrid. Previously, APG only supported either fully cloud or fully client hosted. Now APG is promoting this hybrid as well, but it is not that popular now. It is pretty much a new offering, and they, because of sometimes because of the compliance issues and all those stuff. So it's yeah, people have some kind of hesitation to use. They prefer to use the private cloud if they have any compliance detections. But the cloud also is very popular. Most of the clients actually I have used cloud. Even all the banks I have worked for banking system and banking and payment, they are using APG cloud version and without any issues. Any questions? Okay.
Yeah, thank you for this one. Right now, I have based on this, I have knowledge about the Apigee overview. What is that? What is the use of a present scenario? What is the of a present situation? How they are consuming prod and how they are implementation of the API team or as well as the APG developer. Yeah, it's better.
So yes, I think then you can yeah, have further discussion with GoLogica.
Yeah. Okay. It's better. Yeah, thank
Thank you. Thanks for your time.
you. Thank you.